Did you spell Parlor wrong in the title? How mad are you that I did? Be honest. I'm gonna give the same take on this that I've always given, and I understand it's unpopular. I think it's really fucking weird that that people can be like fucking deplatformed so fucking hard that they can't get like a server host, or like an email server stops working for them. Like I think Trump's email server stopped working for them. Stripe is like not doing credit card payments. Like I don't know. I feel like we're a stone's throw away from like these people like couldn't find a lease for an apartment because they were like blacklisted from being in an apartment, or I don't know. I think it's all kind of crazy, but the total life cancellation is super creepy. Yeah, it's really, really, really weird. Do you have a solution to the problem? I mean, I don't think you can legislate against it. It just has to be cultural or social. Like, you guys shouldn't be so excited, like jumping up and down. It's also funny, like how absurdly like hypocritical you guys are too, and everything. Like, imagine saying that like when we talk about like people that are like victims of cults, that's the phraseology we use. Like, oh, this person was a victim, they got drafted in, blah 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 blah. But when it's like somebody in the Trump cult, it's like super fucking hilarious, the idea that you could like destroy every single aspect of their life and everything related to them. Watching the woman get shot and every is like all like that's like hilarious memes or blah blah blah. But if we were to talk about any other cult, it would be like, oh well, that's kind of sad that like people get like brainwashed into that shit or whatever. But because it's something that we're like disagree with hardcore and like fights us politically, we have like totally different ideas about it. But wouldn't giving companies more liability shields for hosting this kind of content make it less like for the deplatforming to happen? Well, no, because like the liability right now is like public, right? The liability is like the public. How do you unfuck the situation? It has to be like a cultural change. Like, if someone is that shit, then they should be fucked by the courts, not from every service imaginable. It's really weird at this level. Yeah, I think it's super duper duper weird. Where is the line where you should censor? Like, the direct fucking platform that you're on. Like, that's
Destiny, there are people out there who think that all Trump supporters / MAGA participators should be labeled terrorists and just completely banned from the public square. Not a Trump supporter, but what the fuck, that's so authoritarian.
Does the imminent threat of insurrection and violence at the moment justify at least a temporary deplatforming of, like, all these people's lives? No, I don't think so. But, like, for the people that were directly involved in this, I can understand, like, criminal prosecution and shit, sure. Like, 1,000,000%. Like, the people whose photographs... But, like, for... Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what people think about anything. Like, a black guy does drugs, involved in the trade, kills a gang member, goes to jail, and it's like, okay, well, we have to understand his life situation. We need to understand that he didn't have much options. We need to create more opportunities for these people. You know, we need to find a way to bring them out of prison earlier so we can rehabilitate them and get them into society. And then it's like, person who voted for Trump, no chance of rehabilitation, no chance of them getting into society. Every single avenue, they shouldn't be able to get a fucking job. They shouldn't be able to get a fucking apartment. They shouldn't be able to get a fucking internet service. They shouldn't be able to... It's like, okay. Like, it's a little bit weird, but... Destiny, is that what people think? It feels like it. It feels like most people champion, like, every time somebody gets, like, fired or, like, aspects of their life are destroyed because they're, like, affiliated with Trump or Republicans. I don't know, maybe I need to collect more tweets and videos and pictures and shit because somebody always shouts, like, I don't think people actually think that. And it's like, I don't know, it kind of feels like they do. You're thinking too hard about this. This is a team game. Anything the opposition side does is bad. Anything we do is good. No one has these moral... Yeah, I know, but the scary thing is that we're having, like, more and more power that we can use to, like, destroy people's lives and shit that didn't exist before.
Question was serious. I thought the free speech point was literally founded to protect us from gov. Maybe I'm dumb. Could you elaborate on how social media free speech is important?
Well, I think the concept of freedom of speech is that, like, single entities wouldn't be able to completely and totally deplatform your ability to, like, speak or whatever. But when all the social media companies seem to act in unison, you don't really have much speech, I guess, is the problem. I mean, there's good arguments on both sides of that, but, like, effectively, like, if you are some company and let's say that you're banned from Facebook, like, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, like, you don't really have much of an ability to get your message out in any way, because these are, like, the public squares of today's world. Does this not affect a very insignificant amount of people? It seems like it only really affects public figures. Wouldn't affect no... Yeah, of course. It's not like a massive, like, societal wide problem. But now I'm having to caveat more and more because I see that, like, when you guys are given, like, an inch, you'll take a mile. So now I have to caveat more and more because I feel like it might move to that point. Because I feel a little bit dumb that, like, in 2015, people are screaming at me like, you're going to ban all words. And I'm like, no, we probably just shouldn't call people the N-word or the F-word, okay? Nobody wants to ban all words. And now you've got like dipshit platforms like Twitch, like removing tags like blind playthrough, or people apologizing for saying like, oh, people are blind to these problems. Oh, I'm sorry for my ableism. You know, now I'm not actually sure. Now I'm not actually sure where it stops. I don't know where that line is going to end there. So now I have to caveat the fuck out of everything I say, because I unironically believe that the majority of people, not the majority of people, I unironically believe that there's a sizable chunk of Democrats, like 25% plus, that want like every single Trump voter put on a terrorist watch list. I believe that is true. I genuinely believe that. It'd be cool if there was like polling data related to that. Maybe I'm incorrect on that, but wait, is this true? AT&T suspending contributions to members of Congress who voted to object to the certification of electoral college votes last week's statement. Is this allowable cancellation of political speech? You know, this is something. The certification thing is slightly different here than just like protesting or supporting politicians, and gets a little bit muddier because like this is kind of sort of a coup. And that makes things a little bit more complicated, I think. Like, I support your right to protest. I support your right to riot against public property. I support all of that. But when you're intentionally, like, trying to do actions to, like, unseat, like, democratically elected government, I think that it's a little bit different at that point, right? But don't you think people who spread misinformation should be deplatformed? I feel like the right literally just pushes. Yeah, of course. But I mean, the left does it too. Like, sometimes just as bad in terms of like the lies or misinformation that are spread. Again, like the standard example I'm going to run to over and over again is like how many people think Breonna Taylor was still asleep in her bed. Like, nobody cares about misinformation. They just care about the other side doing it. Like, that seems to be the problem. I think Sam Cedar himself even said, no, it was Michael Shitbrooks, I think even said that he would publish, I don't want to misquote him. But I'm pretty sure that Michael Brooks himself said that if you gave him misinformation about Elizabeth Warren or something, didn't he say he would publish it to hurt her and help Bernie? Can somebody link me that video? I don't want to misquote that. But I think he specifically said that. Charles Schwab suspended contributions to all PACs as well. Does that mean their employees aren't allowed to do it? Or what does that mean? What figures in the American government are spreading misinformation? We're talking about the president of the United States versus some dumb fucks on YouTube. This goes back to your position on real policy versus online lobbying. I think that a lot of AOC's economic takes qualify as spreading misinformation. I think that, but she's like the only one that I'm intimately familiar with. I'm sure there's like a million other fucking politicians or lawmakers or congressmen that we could look up that have said like really misleading or stupid things regarding like a whole bunch of different things. Do you think it's ethical to spread misinformation for the greater good? No, I don't think so. I think it just fucks everything up. Oh, employees do whatever they want. It's just the company itself. Gotcha. Misinformation intentionally or unintentionally still bad? Yeah, but unintentionally depends on like the level of like, people fuck up all the time. I fuck up. Like there's a difference in like somebody fucks up versus somebody's like intentionally misrepresenting shit.
Objection votes from democratically elected states is something that's happened in most Congress election certifications. A few Dems objected to the 2016 Trump vote citing Russia etc. It never gets anywhere. Political theater. Just being shown more now.
During the certification process in the Senate last time for Trump, were there actually people that were objecting to the certification of the vote? A few House members. Oh, well, I mean, that's, yeah. I see the comparison. A little bit different, but I see the comparison.
You gnome fuck!
Hi, notice me senpai.
Ouch. Objections to the votes needed to be in writing and signed by both a member of the House and a member of the Senate. Every House member who rose to object did so without a senator's signature. Oh, that feel when you're the little kid at the table and you just sit the fuck down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I might put these people in a similar bin, I guess, but in light of President Trump's Thursday statement pledging an orderly transfer of for healing, a second impeachment will do far more harm than good. I'm disappointed to hear the House proceeding with a second impeachment given that there are only 9 days left in Trump's presidency. It's past time for all of us to feel this country move forward. Impeachment will be made to step backwards. Maybe, I don't know. Did you see AMD today? What are they up to? Jeez. He's just being a coward slash playing politics with his base. Yeah, Lindsey Graham always does that. Everybody does that.
All right, Crystal, what's on your radar?
Well, folks, not sure what happened here this past week, but I am sorely disappointed. I mean, I have been promised a fascist authoritarian coup directed by Vladimir Putin himself for 4 years now, and I'm getting a little impatient waiting to see how it all...
All right, Crystal.
AMD's nuts bonus meme, ye wins.
That's gonna be an omega yikes for me. Did you see the Bitcoin drop yesterday? Nope. Damn, $8,000. Oh, how many of you guys, how many noobs bought in? Damn. So many of my IRL friends went in like 2 days ago.
You gnome fuck!
Is it true you got a big one?
Ask your mom.
Bonus meme Pepe 1.
Yes.
Bogdanov, he did it.
Il bort.
He went all in.
Dump it.
I can't believe this fucker stopped making. Am I the asshole for not warning a Tinder date about my weight? I've been using Tinder for a few weeks now. My profile picture is a picture of me at the store that I used to work at. A customer came with a pet pigeon and all the birds on my arm, and I asked him to take a picture of me with their phone. I didn't use any filters. You can see me from my midriff up in the top of my head, but to be honest, I was wearing a sweater. I'm 5'8", 162-pound female. Met this guy on Tinder. We hit it off. He was really funny, and we had some hobbies in common. We agreed to go on a date downtown to look at pigeons because he's nothing like him. When we met, he was completely different from how I was over chat. He didn't say anything to me on his own. He just answered questions similar yes and no's. He seemed angry the whole time. Blah, blah, blah. I thought maybe we should in real life. Text him afterwards. Thank you for the date. Just a heads up, not everyone is into big girls. You should really let guys know ahead of time so they don't get put on the spot. Just my advice. Hope you find what you're looking for. Best wishes. I feel really embarrassed after reading this text. I didn't mean to put anyone on the spot. I know I'm not thin, but I'm also not that heavy. Never occurred to me that there's something I had to disclose before meeting someone. if listen, here's the thing, okay? First of all, 162 is not that big. 162 is probably, I think 162 is overweight, or if it's not overweight, it's like right on the cusp of being overweight. She's tall, 5'8". But what was I saying? If a girl doesn't have pictures of like her entire body, just assume that she's going to be massive every time, okay? That's the lesson we all learn in our early days. Girls that only have pictures of the face, or if you ever even stop to think for 1 second, if you even stop to think for a second, like, is she or isn't she? She is. Every single time. Every single time. Okay? Just as a heads up. I'm really curious what this girl looked like, though. Because 5'8" is really tall. A lot of people hear 162 and think it sounds big for a girl, because 162 is a lot for a girl, but she's pretty tall. 5'8" is really tall for one, too. There's no way that this girl was like a tank. No possible way. Obviously I'm not demanding pics, but like... Check profile, Destiny, maybe there's pics? Well, hold on, This guy has 1.3 million Twitch viewers. Holy shit. Wait, is this like for some Spanish Fortnite thing? Wait, is this just like a massive all-time record? 1.3 million concurrents on Twitch? Oh, she doesn't have any pictures. He revealed his Fortnite skin. Oh, gotcha. Jeez. This website helps visualize height and weight. It's not that easy, unfortunately, because especially when you get into the upper tiers of being like very close to being overweight, people can wear their weight in very, very, very different ways. Like it's possible that, like, yeah, people can definitely wear their weight in different ways, I think. Although I still think you'd be hard pressed to look like super fat at that weight. Like if you had like no boobs and no ass and like all went to your stomach, something maybe, but yeah. But yeah. It sounds more like the guy probably just prefers like very, very, very skinny girls. Do you think he didn't actually care about her weight and just used it as an easy out? It's possible that the guy has a thing for very, very small girls. That could be the thing. Hey. Oh, that's true too. It could be that she was tall and he didn't know how tall she was. I think that if you see a tall, I actually 100% could believe this. If you see a tall girl and she's not super skinny, the impression that you might get is that like, wow, she's fucking huge. That might just be like, if you're a 5'10" guy and you're used to seeing 5'4" girls, and then you see like a 5'8" girl that's like not super skinny, then you may be like, oh my God, she's huge. That might be the impression you get for sure. I could see that in that his perception is fucked. Yeah. But is she the asshole is the question? No, probably not. What do you weigh? I go between 140 and 150. That's like where my weight fluctuates at. Oh, Doug yes, Doug saw my video and felt guilty because he refunded the last 4,000 I sent him. Good guy, Doug. Did Christian get compensated at all at the end? Yeah, I think Doug made right, I think, to most people. He refunded me half my money, which I'm happy with. And then he gave Christian like $1,500 total compensation, so he's Doug of 2.5K right now. Okay. Listen, okay? Fuck everything else that I've been involved in, all right? We got a new project that I'm pretty excited for, all right? I just had a call with the potential Omaha mayoral candidate or whatever, like coordinating with them and everything. And like we're going to be doing like our next little project is going to be the Omaha mayor race. I'm super duper fucking excited for this upcoming project. Wait, what? Did somebody just kill me? Sorry, fuck, I don't care about this much. Okay, I am very excited for the Omaha shit. I think we're gonna try to do more like, I think we're gonna have like more tiers to this operation. So I wanna take the phone banking thing more seriously. And I wanna take like recruiting volunteers on the ground more seriously. I'm really excited for this upcoming thing. We'll have more information. We'll probably have a meeting about it tonight. And then I'll figure out like an intake form or whatever. And then we'll start getting the ball rolling on this stuff. Just put a donation goal on stream, you'll raise it quickly. I'm still not 100% sure on the legality of all of that. I don't know, especially since we have communication with the campaign this time. I talked to my tax guy this morning, and then I'll be talking to a lawyer within the next few days about setting up a 501c4. So the cool thing about 501c4 status is that it's retroactive. So I could technically operate right now as a political movement nonprofit and just pretend I am. And then as long as I file that paperwork within 3 years, it can retroactively apply. Although obviously if you get turned down, you're fucked. I mean, I should qualify, right? So yeah, I'm still waiting on I need to get an answer from the lawyer about what that structure looks like, because you have to have a board with 3 members and everything. I need to figure out what that structure looks like before I start soliciting donations for this project. Are you going to push any issues to the candidate? The guy is like pretty progressive. I don't really know what. I mean, like we talked and rambled for a few hours. It feels cool when I can like connect with somebody on local issues, because there's a bunch of stuff like local to Omaha that's like fun to talk about that's just like total AIDS. Like if you're from Omaha, for instance, like the potholes, I don't know if they're worse in Omaha than in other cities. I'm very curious actually. But like potholes are a very real experience in Omaha that are like life destroying. Oh my fucking God. I broke 2 wheels in my poor days driving, going east to west on fucking I-80, like coming back into the city. Jesus fucking Christ. It is horrible. And then, oh fuck, I'm starving. The last potholes in Omaha were so bad. They were making like international, like they were getting international attention. Like, there were posts on Reddit that were like showing like how horrible. I think it was at 72nd and Dodge. Some of these potholes were so deep that if you drove in them, you would get fucking stuck. Like, holy shit. Okay, please give me food. No. It's gonna take me forever to break these, isn't it? How long until like my body like despawns? Oh, no fucking food. Is there an opportunity in the local council elections? Right now we're looking at the mayoral one, which is cool because it's like it's big enough that like it's big enough that like that would be awesome, but it's like it's Omaha, so it's like it's doable. And they also seemed like super excited. Like I think the amount of manpower that I'm offering for a place of this size is like unimaginably huge. Yeah. So. Wait, is this? I don't know. I'm gonna starve and freeze to death before I get here. Fuck. Are there any down ballot races you'll also be supporting or just mayor? Well, one of the things about the mayoral elections in Omaha, I don't think there are down ballot. Are there? They in Omaha, the mayor races occur separate from like the presidential ones. Oh yes. So I don't know if there are down ballot races or if it's literally just for fucking mayor, which is like pretty fucked, but. Oh, we'll also have a more organized like phone banking effort this time. I don't think phone banking mattered much in Georgia because like 1 trillion fucking people from Earth to Mars were probably trying to phone bank that state, but in Omaha I think it'll actually make a significant impact, so yeah. You were talking about alcohol. Oh yeah, I just don't think I want to have like mess with alcohol or whatever. The only weird thing about minors is like if you guys start like statutorily raping each other or whatever, it's kind of like drama for me to deal with. I don't know how much I care about like if that's like likely or if that's even like a concern or not. Like I don't know. I'm really excited about this opportunity because like even if we lose, it's gonna be like I think it'll be a really good experience because now we get to cut our teeth more doing like this type of organizing stuff. But if we win, that would be super fucking sick. How do Omahas do their mayoral elections? Well, so the primaries are open primaries, meaning basically only one person makes it out of the primary. I believe that's how it works, because you've got like your incumbent, who's obviously going to be at the top, and then you've got like the whoever rises from the ashes of the primaries. And then I think that there's no God damn it. It's an open primary. Yeah, it's an open primary, so it's going to be Republicans and Democrats all, I think, competing against each other for. Do you ever and the crazy thing too is that like the numbers for the election are just like so crazy because it's Omaha, right? So like their opponent is very well funded. This guy has a ton of money. He's raised a lot of money, and that ton of money is $200,000, right? Like we raised that on accident, basically, like trying to do, we didn't raise that on accident. We raised like 20 or 30,000 on accident, basically, like putting together the Georgia shit like in a flash. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I think it could be some cool shit. Has the mayor been traditionally Democratic or Republican? I don't know about traditionally. I know Stothard's a Republican. Also, the turnout on these elections is so low. Like, the last election for mayor was decided by 1,400 votes. That's 1,400 votes. And that was a 2-point win, 43% to 41%. It was 25,500. I'm sorry, hold on. This was the difference in the primary. For the general, the difference was like 5,000 votes. So it's still like a really low number. And that 5,000 votes was a 5-point margin. Only 100,000 people voted in that election. As a preview, what are some issues in Omaha? I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and see what people are talking about. I knew all the issues a while ago, but I don't know if they're still the same ones people talk about or not.
I had watched you answer a question about immigration earlier and wondered if you had ever seen the Numbers USA video on world poverty and immigration. Just curious what your thoughts on the video is.
Not recently.
It's pretty interesting.
You gnome fuck!
Do you think we'll be able to knock more or less doors this time around? I think we'll be able to knock more doors per canvasser, for sure, because we'll be better organized. But overall, it's really, really hard. I'm just not sure how many of you guys are going to show up to a place like Omaha. Because on one end, the election is a lot less exciting. And I'm moving away from like a pretty big hub, like Atlanta's a big hub in that area. But on the other end, I get to draw from places like Chicago or maybe, I think Kansas City. Is Kansas City like a 4-hour drive from Omaha? And Minneapolis and stuff, so
Call
yeah,
it on Dan, you won't.
You gnome fuck!
Green again, Sarge, please unignore Sarge.
I want to say Kansas City is like, am I crazy? Is it a 9-hour drive? I thought Kansas City was like a 4-hour drive from.
Doug and Helly to third of their funds.
No, Kansas City.
Brain foolproof plan.
Kansas City is like a 4-hour drive from Omaha.
You gnome fuck!
Because I had to drive there
Love
like
you,
fucking
buddy.
10 fucking weekends to do that dumbass traffic ticket bullshit. Or it might not be 4 hours, but it's like 4 hours or less. It's not that far because I remember driving back and forth over and over again to that dumbass place. Yeah, that RJ guy is like our biggest competition, I think. Real estate firm owner? Man, fuck this guy. In a video game. Sorry, that sounded really aggressive. I should probably be a little bit more careful about my... Dude, Stothard is obsessed with cops. It's like our #1 issue is making Omaha a safer place. Like police, 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 police. It's like her most obsessive issue. And I guess she still talks about it. Got to get the police union. Man, dude, I remember the, so back when I was in Omaha, okay, I don't know if it's like this around the country, but back when I was in Omaha, we had to deal with something called pension spiking. And man, oh man, was that just some fun fucking drama. So if you don't know this, well, I don't know if it's like this in the rest of the country, but like fighting against emergency services is a big no-no. Like typically if you don't have the support of like the local like police and firefighters, it looks so fucking bad for you to not have that support. And in Omaha, there is something that we ran into. There were two big issues, okay? So one was this policy called 4 in a truck, which is where every time a fire truck would roll out, there'd always be 4 people, no matter what the call was. And people argued that like, this is wasting money. We don't need to pay this much, blah, blah, blah. And then of course, like, oh, you hate firefighters. You want them to die. And then the second issue was pension spiking. So what would happen is cops in the OPD in the Omaha Police Department, what cops would do is the pensions for Omaha police are based around their last 2 years of wages. So a cop might have like $50K salary for their entire career, and then like in the last 2 years earn like $100,000 because they work a fuck ton of overtime, and then they retire with a pension that's like 70% of that. Maybe they retire with a pension of 70K. So their pension payout would actually be higher in some cases than their actual like salaries. And obviously politicians are like, this is like fucking with our city budget super hard, like we can't afford this. And then it's like, oh, so you're gonna fight the police officers, like you hate cops, you know? And it was like, holy shit. Yeah, that was that, man, dude. All of the fighting over special services and stuff is, yeah. You gonna cop travel in a hotel for out of state? There's no fucking way I can afford to cop travel. I'm probably gonna look at doing hotel stuff again though. Yeah. Have you settled for a name for the canvassing group? Unironically, I think I'm gonna end up calling my 501c4 is probably just gonna be called omniliberalism. And our tagline is just going to be like looking at the issue from all sides or something dumb like that. It'll be like basic. I think that like it's like a non-memey enough name that like it has like recognition or not recognition. It sounds like a real thing. It's not like some super ultra fucking meme shit. Like the DGG or Army or blah, blah, blah. But it's like relatively unique and that like, oh, what is an omniliberal? Is that like, what does that even mean? So yeah, fuck it. It'll probably just do that. Yeah. Which would be pretty funny considering I think I started the term omniliberal after a debate with Sargon. I think it was like a fucking meme. It was like a fucking meme joke. Or I could just say fuck it and we could be the Larva Lounge. Growing a better tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know.
The Omniliberal Party will take on all challengers, Abatha.
True. If you thought about canvassing a more aggressive districts and tried flipping traditionally red areas blue, I don't know what the process for that is. I don't know if anybody does that. That sounds like really, really, really challenging. And by challenging, I mean like impossible. Well, anybody else having fun right now? Crafting. Do I have any wood? Something that I was thinking is that like, I wonder if, because like for local election, stuff like name recognition is so fucking important. I wonder if anybody would just like rename themselves to like win an election, like get like a more electable name. And then I remembered, oh, wait a second. Raphael in Texas did that. I don't know how many people know or remember that, but Ted Cruz, his original name is Raphael Cruz, which is, yeah. Really? Yeah. Oh my god, Raphael. I don't know how to spell this shit.
Gnome fuck!
Ooh, post the fish. Ooh.
Raphael Edward Cruz is an American politician, attorney, so yeah. He goes by Ted Cruz. It's a little bit more white passing. Do you legit think there would have been like a mass execution if Trump supporters got to the congressman? That's a really good question. I don't know. You know what? It's really funny because I like everyone to the ends of the earth will disagree with me, or at least on lefty Twitter will disagree with me. The people that were probably the most scared, or the people that were most at risk in Congress, were unironically the Republican lawmakers there. I don't think it was the progressive like AOC at all. I think it was the Republican lawmakers because like these guys all like fucking hate like AOC and all that shit. But like you have to understand like the average Trump person feels like the Republicans betrayed them, which is like worse than like socialist fucks being socialists. This is like a betrayal at the highest order. Trump hates the establishment, the Republican Party. And dude, a lot of the fans now also like fucking hate the establishment. Yeah, rioters were calling hang Pence as they broke in. Yeah, because people keep waiting for like some Republican to like save them from everything. Pence was supposed to be the guy that was gonna do it. Yeah. Are you ever going back on the Scum podcast? Yeah, I mean, I always go back when Train wants me on. It kind of sucks now that like as Train is trying to like network out more, I'm kind of like, I'm pretty like, not hinged, not shackled.
Gnome fuck.
I have to be like pretty restrained.
Saying I can't sub with Prime anymore, I will give a sub here.
Well, thanks. Because Train got really fucking mad that I that I like torpedoed Keemstar off of that one conversation. And then I think he got a little bit upset when I brought up Dream before too. Which kind of sucks because it, you know. The problem is that like as streamers have gone on to build more and more and more, like get to reach out to larger platforms, what people have discovered is that like networking is like more important than like entertainment. And having combative shows where you fight with people is just, it's really bad for networking because nobody's gonna wanna go on your show anymore. For whatever, regardless of whatever reason Austin says publicly, I don't know what he says publicly, the reason why he stopped the Raj Royale was because streamers like started to not wanna go on anymore. Like, no, that's why he would come to like my channel and ask me, because I don't give a fuck, I'll fight with anyone, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. But like other people would like sincerely like, oh dude, like that show's miserable, like I'm not gonna go there, like that's, I feel horrible like walking away from that. And then people just wouldn't go on anymore. That's why a lot of the more combative Twitch content has subsided because people are trying to like go for more networking, for more viewers or whatever. I say networking and viewers, that's like a really negative connotation. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. Just depends on the type of content you want. Do you know the YouTuber 3 Arrows? Oh yeah, Dan, right? He hasn't said anything bad yet. You know what I feel really bad about is that there's some guy out there that's like, a big fan of mine. And he's like also a big fan of all these lefty YouTubers. And he's like really excited like every time I get to go to talk to another one. And they're like, oh yeah, like this is awesome. Like, and then they find out like, oh no, the other guy that I liked is so fucking dumb. And they probably have that experience a few times. And they're like, oh shit, that's kind of funny. But then I guess inevitably there's probably gonna be somebody that is like a bigger fan of like another one of those YouTubers. And they'll hear me talk like, oh no, Destiny's an idiot. So I guess at the end of the day, it's all who's at the top of your content ladder, huh? Remember when Destiny lost to Peter Coffin Tights? I just want to say that my favorite debate part, and I've had 2 people do this to me. Vegan Gains did this to me yesterday. He was like, wait, hold on. I didn't do like a caricature imitating you. And it's like, dog, I watched the video. Like, what are you we all saw you dress up as me in like a lumberjack suit, like pretending to murder people and jerk off on corpses. Yes. It was when Peter Coffin tried to say that, like, oh, the caricature that I did, that wasn't about you. That had nothing to do with you. That was just like a symbolic representation of every person. This is my background. This is the painting Melina did for me. He literally green screened my fucking background. Why is he trying to say this wasn't about me? Like, how could you be so dishonest? Like, at least own your position. I don't know how many of you guys saw me, like, this is literally my background. Like, I'm not saying that, like, it's literally, like, it's the same type. This is literally, like, this is my room. And he tried to say that, it was just, like, a general video. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do this? What a piece of shit. But whatever, dude. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.
Nothing.
We do not choose our destiny.